As of last night, I fell asleep. Giannis was traded to Miami. So Shams, for the first time, was actually correct. Now, let's look at this trade. Okay, so the Milwaukee Bucks are trading Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bobby Portis to Miami for Tyler Herro. I don't know how to say this guy's name. Kel'el Ware and Jaime Jaquez and this other and 3 first-round picks. So Milwaukee got a really good package for Giannis. I believe this is a good package because not only do you get a young star in Tyler Herro, and you get a couple good role players as well, along with 3 first-round picks. Now, another reason why I think this is a really good trade for Giannis is because something I mentioned before, or at least in the thought process, I feel like the Bucks have a decent roster where they have a group of young guys that can grow and develop into, I honestly say a championship team. Do not sleep on Milwaukee also making at least be a play-in team or a 7th, 8th seed. Because let's look at their roster. In my honest opinion, I can't really say who won this trade though, because Miami getting Giannis and Bobby Portis is really good. I'm gonna look at these rosters completely. Go to Yahoo. Some people think Giannis going to Miami, far as Cavs fans feel like that was the best case scenario, but I don't necessarily agree. The team that Miami just put together, they could definitely beat the Cavs for sure. We're already having problems with Detroit with the currently constructed roster that the Cavs have. We already had trouble beating Toronto Raptors that won 7 games. Detroit Pistons, which we honestly, on paper, we could have beat them 5-6 games, but no, we did not. That was 7 games, and they got swept by the New York Knicks. So people felt him going to Boston was more dangerous, and I disagree. I feel like this Miami team, the way they built this roster, and then getting Bobby Portis as well, was a key factor into development into another team that can win a championship. So let me look at the rosters. Just let it pop up. Milwaukee Bucks. Because another player on the Bucks that I feel is really good is Ryan. I think his name is Rollins. Look up this roster. I forgot they do have Gary Harris, AJ Green. We got Herro now. They still got Kyle Kuzma, Kevin Porter. Kevin Porter was balling last year, and Ryan Rollins, his name was right. I'm like, yeah. I feel like this team could really develop into a play-in team and potentially, I say a few years from now, maybe be in a running for a championship. Because then they have 3 first-round picks. So that's actually really good. So, because I like this team. I'm surprised. Yeah, he left without. That's how you know this was not Giannis' preferred destination. I don't think he had a preferred destination. I honestly believe he still wanted to stay with the Bucks. And I can understand that. You want to be loyal. I get where he's coming from. But then he left his brothers behind. Everybody know he's a family guy. And he's really high on sticking with his brothers. So, there's nothing wrong with separation, though. All of them are successful. All of them had championships. All of them made it to the NBA. So, I don't think it's nothing wrong with it. But after the post he put on Instagram last night, everybody knew for sure he was about to get traded at that moment. And most likely he was going to get traded somewhere he did not want to go. or did not, I won't say don't want to go, prefer to go to. Because Miami is not his type of scenery. It's not. He's not into that type of scene. He's not a fan of big markets. This is what he posted last night. So that's the moment you knew he was going somewhere he probably did not prefer to go to. Because remember, Miami was definitely in the run and doing trade deadline to grab him. And they actually made it happen. Well, it's not surprising, though, because Pat Riley is known for this. Pat Riley going to go hard and go get some pieces to win a championship. If they didn't get Giannis, they was definitely going to try to go after Ja Morant, Kawhi Leonard, and Kevin Durant. So they are a team that can, for sure, win a championship. Now, as far as a dynasty, no. I don't think this Miami roster is a dynasty. Because Bam, I feel like as a player, could do more and be more consistent. Let's see. At the Miami Heat. Their roster now. Oh, I had it right there. So Bam, Giannis, Nikola, Davion. I hated playing against Miami Heat. I think it was the season before last in the postseason. Davion just kept hitting them threes. Bobby Portis, Norman, Wiggins. I think they still need to fill in some gaps for a decent bench. Like the starting lineup is there. But, people are definitely going to look to join. I'm hearing Chris Middleton might join them. That would be really good. So probably like a couple more players to come off the bench. And they're a solid team. I believe they could beat the Knicks with this roster. Because I'm not completely sold on New York Knicks just being some team that's going to constantly go back and win the NBA Finals. But, I don't know. In my opinion, I believe this Miami Heat team can win the championship, but if they don't, the Bucks definitely won this trade. Because you got Tyler Herro and 3 first-rounders while you already have enough young players on your team to really build something. Just like how the Spurs did. The Spurs really pieced together some pieces over the year to build a team that can go to the finals. And the Spurs definitely are going to win NBA Finals with that current roster if they continue to do right and don't overthink it, don't underthink it, and start making moves according to what, media and fan bases is telling them to do. But I do believe in that Bucks team in the next few years definitely being a consistent playoff team. I believe they're going to be a consistent playoff team probably in the next couple years. As far as the championship, I say a few years, maybe 4 to 6. Could be sooner, you never know. But I like that Bucks roster. Like I said in the last video, I really appreciated how those young guys played together without Giannis being on the court. And so many people were sold on that they was better or winning more games without Giannis. I'm like, no, they were not. I remember when Giannis was on that court with those young guys last season, there were games they were getting so blown out. They were getting blown out so bad. Giannis seemed like he was breaking his body to help that team win. So, Shams actually got it right. There's people who was tripping on Shams last night saying if this guy did not get traded, his career is over.
The bigger package with all of the assets, or do they take the package with the star player? They twisted and turned on this, obviously, for days, if not longer. You can tell that this was a hard decision to make, different opinions in different parts of the organization. Ultimately, I believe they felt if they traded for Jaylen Brown, they would have a similar situation, a star player without a good enough team to put around him. So with the most important, really, parts of this trade for the Bucks happen tonight. They now have the 10th and 13th pick in the draft. They've got to hit those picks, Greeny. A big part of this rebuild will come to those picks. Now let's look at Boston. Boston is in a situation where they have put for the whole world out there Jaylen Brown, their finals MVP. They, of course, knew it was possible. They were going to lose to Miami. They wanted to win. They made a very strong offer, but they were not willing to put their entire team in. They were not willing to put other pieces in because on the other side of this trade, they had to have a team. And so now what I expect to happen is a bidding war for Jaylen Brown from other teams in the league. In the most recent days, teams have been preparing for this eventuality, that it wouldn't be the Boston Celtics who won the Giannis sweepstakes and that there would be a Jaylen Brown market. And so we're going to watch that. I think it'll take some time to play out, but if there's a draft pick involved, it could happen today. I don't think that's likely, but it could happen today.
So, in my honest opinion, with the Jaylen Brown situation, the Celtics, to me, are making a mistake because they just won a championship not too long ago. Jaylen Brown was finals MVP. Fast forward a couple years later, Jason Tatum tear his Achilles. So why do you all expect for him to come back? Because for one, I think he came back too soon. I don't think it was smart for Tatum to come back close to postseason. There was no point.
He has a choice.
You can
the bigger package.
Let him heal, rest up, probably make a couple adjustments to your roster, and then go back and contend for a championship. But instead, they wanted to throw Jason Tatum out there before playoffs, like they was about to make a run, being desperate. Like this isn't. I think the Celtics are tied with the Lakers for the most championships. What are you doing? That's desperation, and I don't think it's wise or smart. Then you want to trade Jaylen Brown? They paid him all that money because he has a huge contract, and you want to trade him? Like, what are you doing? So now, I strongly believe now for sure, because there always been like rumors linked to, trade rumors linked to Jaylen Brown's name for a while, even before they won a championship. So now it looks like he's going to be on the move. He's going to get traded somewhere. I don't know. I'm hoping that they can, fix that relationship because I believe Jaylen Brown, really like playing alongside Tatum, playing in Boston. But at this point, he probably wants to go. You keep putting his name in trade rumors after he won a championship for you guys and was the finals MVP. He played great that year in the playoffs and the finals. So that makes absolutely no sense that you would throw this name in the mix of Giannis. It was no need. Sometimes you just have to learn how to be patient. And it's not like the Boston Celtics organization have to have all this serious amount of patience right now because you guys won so many championships. You won so many championships. And you still have a young team, a young enough team to where you could go win more. Those two together, Tatum and Brown, most definitely could go back and win another championship. Easily. So I have no idea what they're doing. So if they do trade Jaylen Brown, hopefully it's for something. Well, I'm a Cavs fan, so I'm going to pump the brakes. Hopefully the team they trade with, that team win the trade. Because I don't want the Boston to be better than us. But I don't know. That one is interesting. I have no idea why they even linking his name to any trade at all. This is one to watch out for. Anthony Edwards. They saying he's been frustrated since the Towns trade. Understandable. Towns is a beast. I think he was much better when he played on the Timberwolves. But last night, hours before this trade, the Giannis trade, the Timberwolves traded Julius Randle. For what? Like, what direction is Minnesota really going in? Some people like it, but it's like, I don't know.
Okay, so if you say to me Giannis has now been traded, who would be the next NBA star?
I still think this is a bad trade for Minnesota because it seems like you guys don't want this Anthony Edwards to have any help. You traded Karl-Anthony Towns for Julius Randle, which I thought was not wise at all. Now you flipped him talking about a salary dump. They talking about a salary dump for Ayo? You mean tell me you flipped Karl-Anthony Towns to give Ayo a bigger contract? Let me look up his stats. Unless you guys believe that he's about to be this elite player. I think he's a decent player, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know if I completely agree with this. Because right now, Minnesota is definitely the biggest losers on that Karl-Anthony Towns trade. Where is... Look up Minnesota. I gotta look up his stats. Because I don't even know if it was worth it. No, not the Lynx. I thought I clicked the Timberwolves. Okay, no, I didn't. I didn't realize how much they look the same. Okay. Where's Ayo? Where's his stats? He averaged 15 points. Because he just got paid. Let me look at... You dump Randle just to pay. I don't know how to spell his last name. So a 5-year, 112. You need to dump Randle to pay him this, and he was already on the roster? Again, this is just my opinion. Minnesota has no clue what they're doing. And I had high hopes for them of winning a championship with the roster they was putting together. But it seems like Minnesota just don't know what direction they're going in. Because now you got a superstar like Anthony Edwards, who is really good and has the potential to be even greater, definitely win championships. But when you become a superstar at that level, you know how great you are. So then that's when they get to the point where they either try to control the organization. Not all of them do, but some of them do. And if they're not getting what they want out of the organization, they demand a trade. And I believe this is going to happen with Anthony Edwards. I believe Anthony Edwards is knocking on the door of leaving. I don't know. I would not be surprised if Anthony Edwards acts out probably in next month. I think it might happen this summer or somewhere in next season. Because then you think about Dante. Dante is he has Achilles injury, so he's not coming back next season. Who on earth is going to help this guy? They haven't even come out of the second round yet. And you have him that's on IR. Rudy Gobert is not your typical scorer. Well, they do have Jaden McDaniels, though. I forgot about him. Maybe they wanted to... I don't know. He might not ask out just yet. He only averaged 14. I don't know. I'm hoping maybe Jaden McDaniels or Ayo, one of them step up and become better players. But so far, it's looking like Minnesota definitely lost that trade. That Karl-Anthony Towns trade. Especially if it don't pan out with one of these guys stepping up and being the guy next to Anthony Edwards and really help him win basketball games and potential championship. In my opinion, I don't know. I think there's a strong chance eventually in the future Anthony Edwards acts out of Minnesota. So, that leaves, and I'm not surprised Miami Heat traded Tyler Herro. They're definitely willing to make these moves to get an even better player to contend for a title. Because Miami Heat came close a couple of times. Now, Kawhi Leonard definitely is probably getting traded. And Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is definitely getting traded.
You know, it's he. What hasn't he done in his case? He has a two-time Finals MVP, two-time champion, Defensive Player of the Year. He's 400 points shy of 20K, so he'll get that this season. And then what does he really have left to do in his career? I mean, unless he wants to go to another team and ring chase, then we really have to ask what would be the best fit.
I believe they're going to trade Kawhi Leonard this summer. There's no need for him on the Clippers anymore. They tried to win with the way they had that roster constructed when they had Paul George and I think James Harden, yeah, Zubac. Because then they had traded Zubac as well during deadline. So I believe they're about to blow that completely up, start from fresh. Kawhi, the only thing about Kawhi Leonard, I don't think he's going to get traded for much. Because he's over 36 years old, if I'm not mistaken. And he's a bit injury prone, and even though he's still putting up numbers. How old is he? Okay. I don't know. Dang, he put up numbers last year. Look at his game log. If I was a Cavs, I'll go after Kawhi. If you guys don't know for sure if LeBron's coming back, I'd rather go after Kawhi because I feel like we would have to give up a little less than going after Jaylen Brown because Jaylen Brown, I think his contract is more than 50 mil a season. I don't like this contract. Not saying he don't deserve it, but it's a big contract. I think, yeah. Oh yeah, 57 mil next season. That's is 60 plus for the next 2 years. I don't like that contract. What is Kawhi's contract? So he's scheduled to become an unrestricted free agent. Oh, so this is the last year of his deal. I didn't know that. So he'll be a rental. And that's the only thing about Kawhi. Kawhi has his, like, they all have their own mind, but he definitely have his own mind. But his goal when he left Toronto was definitely to go back home. I believe initially he wanted to play for the Lakers, but LeBron was there. So I'm guessing he didn't want to team up with LeBron to win, so he went to the Clippers. But I don't know. If LeBron signed back with the Lakers, but the thing is, LeBron is sitting back and watching the moves. I believe he's sitting back watching the moves to see where he is going to end up going. So he's going to let all the free agency play out, the trades play out to determine where he's going to go. So I don't know. If I was the Cavs, I would put together, I'd give away a couple first rounders and go get Kawhi Leonard. I wouldn't even give up. Like if I gave up a player, it'll probably be, find a way to throw Dean Wade in there. Jalen. Or no, not Jason. What's his name? Jason Tyson. I would trade him and some picks. Probably throw Dean Wade in there to match up money. What's his name? Let me go Cavs roster. I would, of course, anybody with common sense would not put Evan Mobley in this trade because there's no point. Kawhi Leonard's older. And on top of that, he's about to be a free agent. So you don't give him nothing crazy for him. I would trade Jared Allen for him, even though I really like Jared Allen. Because you could go find a decent center and, call it a day. Where's his name at? Oh, Tyson. I would give up Tyson, some picks, probably throw Dean Wade in there. I'll probably Jared Allen, something. Because I would like, let me see Zubac. He's in Indiana. I still don't understand why he got traded to Indiana. What's his contract? Because based off all the pieces that still can be moved in the NBA between Kawhi, Ja Morant, because I don't believe Miami's gonna go after Ja Morant now, but between Kawhi, Ja, Kevin Durant, which is another big piece to move, LeBron not making his decision yet. I don't know. I believe it could still possibly be a big trade coming with multiple teams involved. This hypothetically speaking, to say if the Cavs wanted to trade a Kawhi, throw somebody like Jared Allen in there. Oh, he had a small contract. I'll try to hit up Indiana, see if I can get him. You know, Jaylen Brown, I don't know where he's going. I do not believe. I don't want to say anybody on the East Coast is going to trade for Jaylen Brown. Let me look at these rosters. I believe he is going to get traded, though, in my honest opinion. But if they can't find a trade partner, Philly is just, I don't know. I don't know where Jaylen Brown ended up getting traded. You know what's crazy? He could get traded to San Antonio. I'll put them as a sleeper team because everybody wants Dylan Harper to be in a starting lineup because of what happened in the finals. But what is De'Aaron Fox contract? I don't know how to spell his name. I can see that happening. I can see Jaylen Brown potentially. Oh, yeah. But I don't think they'll do it straight up. They might throw in some picks with it, though. San Antonio. They could definitely trade De'Aaron Fox. I like that. You know, because the way he got criticized for the finals, don't get me wrong, he messed up, but I believe that whole team and coaching messed up. It wasn't just him. You know, even though Wemby played really great, he messed up as well, gave a whole game away just because of some turnovers and a missed shot. So, yeah, I think it's time for De'Aaron Fox to get out of San Antonio. I had liked him getting traded there because I'm like, he could really win with this team. But I'll trade De'Aaron Fox some picks. It might be other teams involved to move some of these pieces. But I could see that because I didn't know he was getting paid this much. De'Aaron Fox is getting paid next season $51 million. Yeah, they trading him. They definitely trade him. Don't sleep on Jaylen Brown probably getting traded to the Spurs. I can see that happening. Because the money match, the situations will be better for both of them. Fresh start. And if Jaylen Brown, let's say hypothetically, get traded to the Spurs, they win it next year. I got them winning next year. I don't know. I can't say that, though, because all the trades not finished. Because Miami looked really good. Miami definitely could beat the New York Knicks. We still don't know what the Cavs are going to do. And there's other teams you just can't sleep on. So, yeah, this is definitely going to be interesting. I don't know. Somebody tweet me. Don't sleep on them Bucks being a good team in the future. They're going to be real good. I think he going to the Spurs. That's just my thoughts. Especially after the way they lost. The Spurs would be smart to trade Fox and some picks, probably throwing one other player, and go get Jaylen Brown. That would be very wise. Hold on 1 second. As much as I like Jaylen Brown as a player, I don't want to trade for that contract because I'm afraid what we would give up for him. And even though I don't mind trading Mobley, I don't know. I don't think we, I'd rather keep Mobley now, in my opinion. Find a small forward for a cheaper price to put alongside these guys if you don't have LeBron a lock to come in and come back. I like the idea of going after Kawhi. If we could get somebody like a KD for a decent price, not too much, because he's older too. Even though he's still a great player, these older players, you're not supposed to give up Evan Mobley for, a KD or something like that. No. Some things you just don't do. So, KD, I believe, is on the move. I could see Jared Allen potentially getting traded. If we find a way to get a small forward, but we have to find a small forward. But as far as Jaylen Brown, I think it would be best. I would like the fit of Brown on the Spurs. I know it's crazy talk because if we match up with them in the finals, I still probably have them. We could definitely still beat them, but I like Brown on the Spurs. KD, I don't know where he's going to go. At this point, it seems like he run out of teams. Because he definitely don't want to go back to Golden State. He just did an interview talking about no, he do not want to go back to Golden State because the way he was judged so bad for going there last time. He already went to Phoenix. That didn't work out. I felt like Phoenix gave up way too quick. Houston, I don't know. I don't know where else he'll go. It's definitely going to be a team that need him, though. A team that need him that is in a potential win now situation. Like, that's why I keep throwing Cavs in the mix. Boston could be in the mix too. Boston could be in the mix too of potentially getting KD. But if I was Boston, I wouldn't trade for Kevin Durant because you giving up a younger player that just won a Finals MVP for someone who's like 37 years old. Even though he's still great, I don't think that's wise, but maybe they look at like next 2-3 years while he's still in the league, you can potentially win another championship real quick, which is true, but him and both Jason Tatum are small forwards, so it would not make sense. I don't know. It's interesting to see where KD's going to go. Definitely interesting to see where he's going to go. So tonight's the draft. I'm definitely going live for the draft. We will see if there are any more trades because we're knocking on the door of free agency. And we will see what happens from there.